Hello, all my dear student friends. We are studying refrigeration and air conditioning. Let us solve few numericals on Bell-Coleman cycle. In a Bell-Coleman cycle, air is drawn into a compressor at 1 bar and minus 7 degrees centigrade, and it is compressed to 5.5 bar isentropically. The air is then cooled to 18 degree centigrade. This is then expanded in an expander to 1 bar and discharged in a refrigerating chamber. Find the COP of the plant if mass of air circulated through the cycle is 50 kg per minute. Find the refrigerating capacity of the plant. Show the cycle on PV and TS diagram. So this is the PV diagram, pressure volume diagram for this particular cycle. This is the TS diagram, temperature entropy diagram for the Bell-Coleman cycle. Now what is given to you? P1 is equal to 1 bar. So in a Bell-Coleman cycle, air is drawn into the compressor at 1 bar and minus 7 degree centigrade. So air is entering the compressor at 1 bar and minus 7 degree centigrade. So that is point 1. Because 1, 2 is the process of compression. So at point 1 the air enters the compressor, at point 2 the air leaves the compressor. So air is entering the compressor at 1 bar pressure, therefore P1 is 1 bar, and air is entering the compressor at temperature minus 7 degree centigrade, therefore T1 is minus 7 degree centigrade. So minus 7 plus 273, that is 266 degree Kelvin. Now the pressure P2 is given as 5.5 bar. So here it is written in the problem, it is compressed to 5.5 bar isentropically in the compressor. So the compression is isentropic, and after compression the pressure is 5.5 bar. So this is the point 2 after compression. At point 2 the air leaves the compressor, the refrigerant which is air leaves the compressor and it gets compressed to 5.5 bar. Therefore P2 is equal to 5.5 bar, and since the compression is isentropic, the law for isentropic compression is P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma. So the process is 1 2, right, and gamma is equal to 1.4. Gamma is the ratio of specific heats of air and the value is 1.4. So this equation is applicable here for isentropic compression, that is P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma. If the compression is polytropic, then instead of gamma we can write N. So here uh, next temperature T3 is 18 degree centigrade. So 18 plus 273 is 291 degree Kelvin, right? So here it is given that the air is then cooled to 18 degree centigrade. So after compression, air is cooled to 18 degree centigrade. So this temperature at point 3 is 18 degree centigrade. So that is written here. Okay. So process 2-3 is the cooling process or heat rejection by the refrigerant at constant pressure. Okay. So P2 is equal to P3. This is the constant pressure. At this constant pressure, the air is cooled to a temperature of 18 degree centigrade. Now P4 pressure is 1 bar. It means that here it is given in the problem. It is then expanded in an expander to 1 bar. So the process 3-4 is expansion. At point 4 we get the expanded air and air is expanded back to 1 bar, and therefore it is written here that P4 is equal to 1 bar and discharge in the refrigerating chamber. Find the COP of the plant. You have to find the COP of the plant if mass of air circulated through the cycle is 50 kg per minute. So mass flow rate through the cycle of the air is 50 kg per minute, that is given, and we have to find the coefficient of performance COP and you have to find the refrigerating capacity Q0 of the plant, right? So let us go ahead. These are the given things already we have noted down. Already we have noted down the given things, and this PV and TS diagram. On the PV and TS diagram, let us see this pressure and temperature. So T1 temperature is -7 degree centigrade. This T1 temperature is shown as -7 degree centigrade. That is equal to 266 degrees Kelvin. Now the pressure P2 is 5.5 bar. Here the pressure P2 is equal to P3 is equal to 5.5 bar is shown here on the PV diagram. Now this compression process follows the law P1 V1 raised to gamma is equal to P2 V2 raised to gamma. The temperature T3 is 18 degree centigrade. So here it is shown this temperature T3 to be 18 degree centigrade. So this is 0.2, this is 0.323. So T3 temperature is 18 degree centigrade. Then the pressure P4 is 1 bar, that is also shown here. Pressure P4 is equal to 1 bar. Okay, you have to find the COP, and mass flow rate of the refrigerant is given 50 kg per minute. Okay, so in this way the cycle is shown on the PV and TS diagram along with the values which are given, along the values of the temperature and pressure which are given. Now we are going to find further values of the temperatures and pressure. We may find T2. So the value of T2 also can be written here after finding. Then value of T4 can also be written here after finding that particular value. Okay. So now these are the given things. I have just written down the given things. Previously only we have written down, you have to find the COP and the refrigerating capacity Q0, capital Q0, right? So let us go ahead to, this is the PV diagram and the TS diagram. Yes. So this equation we have to use T2 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon P1 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. Now why we are using this equation? Because in this problem T1 is known but T2 is not known, right? The pressure P2 is also known to us, okay, and the pressure P3 uh, is equal to P2, but the pressure P1 is given, but P1 is equal to P4, P1 is equal to P4, okay. So we want the values of pressure P2 and P1 here in this equation, okay. We know the value T1, so P2 is known, P1 is known, T1 is known, gamma is equal to 1.4, okay. Only we have to find T2, only one unknown is there in this equation. We can find the value if there is only one unknown. So T2 is the only unknown. Let us put the values. T2 is the unknown. T1 temperature, we know that -7 degree centigrade means 266 degree Kelvin. Remember that the values of temperature we have to put in the equation in degree Kelvin only. The unit should be degree Kelvin only. Okay. If we are taking the difference, then the unit should be same. Either degree Kelvin for all the temperatures or degree centigrade for all the temperatures when you are taking the difference. But when you are taking the ratio, the unit of temperature must be degree Kelvin only. So it is always better to take the unit of temperature as degree Kelvin. Whatever may be the situation, if you take the value of temperature in degree Kelvin, you will never go wrong. Okay. So therefore the value of T1 is converted into degree Kelvin, -7 degree centigrade is converted into 266 degree Kelvin, and that is substituted here. The pressure P2 is given as 5.5 bar and pressure P1 is equal to P4, that is 1 bar, okay, and the value of gamma is 1.4. So these values are substituted, and after solving this equation we get the value of temperature T2 as 432.93 degree Kelvin. If you subtract 273 from this, you get 159.93 degree centigrade, right? Now we are knowing the value of temperature T3. We have to find the value of temperature T4. For this we use this equation, and this equation is applicable for isentropic compression. Okay, if the compression is polytropic, then in place of gamma you have to write n. So n is the index of compression, and that will be given. Okay, so this equation now we have to use T3 upon T4 is equal to P3 upon P4 raised to gamma minus 1 upon gamma. So put the values in this equation. Only T4 is the unknown. P3 and P4 are also known to us. Okay, so P4 is equal to P1 is equal to 1 bar, and the value of P3 is equal to P2, and the value of P2 is 5.5 bar. Therefore P3 is also 5.5 bar. So let us put the values. In place of P3 we have put the value 5.5 bar. In place of P4 we have put the value 1 bar, because P4 is equal to P1. Okay, now T3 temperature is known to us. It is given in the problem, that is equal to 18 degree centigrade. 18 plus 273, that is 291 degree Kelvin. Okay, only T4 is the unknown. So from this equation we get the value of T4 as 118.8 degree Kelvin, and that is equal to minus 94.2 degrees centigrade. If you subtract 273 from 118.8, you get minus 94.2 degree centigrade. That is the value of T4 temperature. Now again let us go ahead in this problem. These are the given things, and this value T2 and T4 we have found out. Okay, so now this is the PV diagram, this is the TS diagram. So let us go ahead to solve the problem. Now we are finding the work of compression. In order to find the COP, first of all we have to find the work of compression, and work of compression is equal to mass into specific heat into T2 minus T1. This formula we are going to use. Mass into specific heat of air into T2 minus T1, because uh, the process of compression is 1-2. Okay, so during compression the temperature increases, and this difference in the temperature, increase in the temperature multiplied by specific heat multiplied by the mass flow rate of air, that will give you the work of compression supplied during the compression process, right? So the mass flow rate of the refrigerant is given as 50 kg per minute. So we want this value in kg per second, so 50 is divided by 60. Specific heat of air is not given. So when it is not given, you must know this value. It is 1.005 kilojoule per kg per degree Kelvin. Okay, so this value we are taking in kilojoule. So work of compression we will get in kilowatt. Okay, so this is the specific heat, value of specific heat, though it is not given, but you must know this value of specific heat. So that is 1.005 kilojoule per kg per degree Kelvin. Now the value of temperature T2 and T1 we already found out. Now here I am writing the values in degree Kelvin. It is always better to write the values in degree Kelvin. Now both the values should be in same unit. You can't take different unit for T2 temperature and for T1 temperatures. Unit should be same. So it is always better to take the temperature unit as degree Kelvin. So this 432.93 is the degree Kelvin unit for the value of temperature T2, and already it is found out here. We have found out previously. I have just written here from the last slide. This value of T2 and T4 is taken. Okay, so the value of T2 is found out to be 432.93 degree Kelvin, and the value of temperature T1 is given as minus 7 degree centigrade, that is converted into Kelvin. Minus 7 plus 273 is 266 degree Kelvin, that is written here. Okay, and you get the answer, the work of compression, to be 139.8 kilowatt. Now work of expansion, similar formula, mass into specific heat into T3 minus T4. Now why T3 minus T4? Because the process of expansion is 3-4. So after expansion the temperature is reduced from T3 to T4. Okay, so therefore here I am writing T3 minus T4, mass into specific heat into T3 minus T4, and here again the mass is 50 upon 60 kg per second, 50 kg per minute, that is converted into per second, 50 upon 60 kg per second. Specific heat value is same, 1.005 kilojoule per kg per degree Kelvin, and the temperature T3 is given as temperature T3 is given as 18 degree centigrade converted into degree Kelvin, 291 degree Kelvin. And here the value of T4 temperature we have found out in the previous slide, and that is 118.8 degree Kelvin. That is the value of T4, 118. It is not 178, sorry, it is 118.8 degree Kelvin. So this is 118.8 degree Kelvin. Okay, and the difference is 93.96. Now the refrigerating capacity Q0 is given by this formula, mass into specific heat into T1 minus T4. Now why T1 minus T4? Because the process of heat absorption is 4:1. Okay, so here the refrigerator is present. It is a heat exchanger. The heat from the air will absorb the heat from the surrounding and thus provide the refrigerating effect, or refrigerating capacity depends upon how much heat is absorbed, the rate of heat absorbed during the process 4:1, and therefore this due to the heat absorption, the temperature increases from T4 to T1, and therefore here it is written T1 minus T4. Okay, so T1 is the increased temperature, T4 is the temperature before heat absorption. After heat absorption, the temperature increases from T4 to T1, and therefore I am writing here T1 minus T4. So Q0 is equal to mCp T1 minus T4. This is the formula to find the refrigerating capacity. So you know m is equal to 50 upon 60 kg per second, specific heat is 1.005, and temperature T1 is 266, and temperature T4 is 118, again 118.8 degree Kelvin. Okay, it is not 178, 118.8 degree Kelvin. Okay, so COP is equal to Q0 upon W net. COP is equal to Q0 upon W net. That is equal to Q0 upon net work will be equal to WC minus WE. Net work is equal to work of compression minus work of expansion. So this Q0 we have found out as 73.03 kilowatt, and this WC value, WC means work of compression value 139.8, that value is kept here. Then the work of expansion WE, that value is 93.96, of course, kilowatt. So that value is again kept here, and from this we get the value of COP as 1.593. COP has no unit. Okay, now you can find the COP by this general formula, which is special for the this Bell-Coleman cycle, when the compression as well as expansion is both are isentropic. So when both are isentropic, we are using gamma here. Okay, otherwise you put the value of n here, but n should be same for compression and expansion. So in that case you can get this COP by this formula. You can just check the value of COP. So 1 minus 1 upon 5, 5 is the compression ratio. Okay, so compression ratio is P2 upon P1. So 5.5 divided by 1, that is 5.5. R is the compression ratio, and gamma minus 1, gamma is 1.4 minus 1. So this equation we are putting the values, and from this also we get the same value of COP, that is 1.593. So this check tells us that the value is correct. Okay, now what I will do is that I will just try to correct this value of T4, correct the value of T4, that is 118.8, 118.8. Here also I will try and correct the value 118.8, and I think now it is correct. Okay, just you can just check the things. Save it. So uh, thank you, my dear friends. The problem is solved, right?